What's going on, everybody, man? How's everyone doing? I'm a little bit late. My apologies. Don't feel that great. This weekend has been an unpleasant one, and I want to jump in on the live. I know we didn't do Sunday Night Heat tonight. Honestly, I'm not feeling great. I haven't felt really all that good for the last 4 days. If you knew, on Thursday I was definitely not feeling well. Friday I did the live, watched the Mystics game, and then yesterday, I'm gonna be real, I totally forgot. I didn't even realize the Fever played yesterday. I went out with my wife and had a great dinner, and realized that when I'm leaving, oh, the Fever played tonight. Oh, I thought they played tomorrow. My bad. And they played last night, and I did watch the first quarter, and then I watched the whole game today, and that was pretty awful. I haven't done any recordings yet or anything like that because I just haven't felt that good. So last night we went out to dinner, had a great dinner, and came home. And honestly, I started feeling really shitty after dinner. And the dinner was delicious. So I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah, I don't know. I've been getting hit with something the last few days. 'Cause I thought I was good on Friday, and then Saturday just yuck. And today just don't want to lay. I just want to lay in bed, to be honest. Um, Yo, folks, and this week I have off actually from my day-to-day job, my day job. I'm off this week, so because my son graduates on Tuesday, the whole nine, and got a bunch of stuff to deal with for him. But how's everyone doing, man? How's everybody doing? Hit the like button, subscribe, leave your comments. Let me know y'all thoughts. Welcome aboard, Heart and Soul, Kevin B, Hyro. Um, I don't know how much anger I'm gonna have or energy I'm gonna have because I don't feel that good, like I said. But I will do my best. Gary, what's going on? So let me see. We got 77 people here right now. I want to give it a few more minutes before we start talking. But man, I did watch the game, and that was a pretty brutal watch, to be honest. Um, it's been a pretty brutal. It was a pretty brutal performance, to be honest, and it was brutal on all parts. Um, there's a lot of cracks going on. There's massive cracks now in what was a foundation of a franchise. It's crumbled. You have a team that clearly doesn't know what it's supposed to do. Bluntly, like they really don't know what they're supposed to do. They they're discombobulated pretty much at all times. They have the possessions where they have Clark dribbling the ball before. They have the possessions where they don't have the possessions. They don't have Caitlin Clark dribbling the ball up the floor. A lot of possessions in which she's not dribbling the ball up the floor. And if she's not dribbling the ball up the floor, then what do you think you're going to get? What do you think you're going to get? You know, this is what Stephanie White wanted. You've hit it on the head. This is what Stephanie White wanted. She wanted to have an offense that looks like this, and this is what happens when you have an offense that looks like this because this is what you are. You have decided that you're going to move away from your best player, and it's crazy because through 4 games, Caitlin Clark looked like the MVP of the league. In the last two, rough. Yesterday, horrible. Yesterday was horrible. And I mean, to start off, when you have 3 assists and the only and a basket, so you're responsible for all 8 points in the first 3.5 minutes, and then you get taken out of the game at 8-4. You get taken out of the game at 8-4 with 3.5 minutes into the first quarter when you were humming. Now, does that mean they would have maintained that? No, it doesn't. There's no guarantees. But when you're humming like that to start off a game, you would think that maybe it wouldn't be in my best interest to take out Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston because they're kind of getting a rhythm. And now you have a rhythm and you decide, oh no, I'm gonna pull them out and proceed to have the rest of a 13 points of the 15-2 run with Caitlin Clark sitting on the sideline. You subbed in Raven Johnson. You subbed in Ty Harris for Raven Johnson. I mean, that's what she did. And by the time Caitlin Clark came back in the game was pretty much emotionally done with. This team was done. This team was toasted already. You got a useless power forward that I've talked about from when they signed her. You can go look it up, folks. I told you that she was a backup. I told you she'd be a 7-6 type of player. Hell, she might be worse than that. Monique Billings is awful. Absolutely awful. You know, and I haven't even gotten into what happened on the sideline because, realistically, we don't really know what happened on the sideline unless someone lets it out the bag. We all can presume what it looked like. It definitely looked like she and Caitlin were going back and forth, and it looked like she didn't like what Caitlin had to say. And she said, Raven, get in the game. And it's not a great look publicly for anyone. It's not a great look for the franchise. It looks like it's falling apart. You see that on the sideline. Everyone's talking about it now. Whether or not you agree with White, agree with Clark, agree with neither, agree with both, it's a bad look. You don't want to have your locker room shit come out on the sideline during a game. And it just doesn't look good. And you don't typically see when a coach just goes at a player like that. I mean, you might see it occasionally in the NBA, but I don't know that I've ever seen it in women's basketball. Not like that. That was pretty significant there. Um, there's all kinds of opinions that certain people have or don't have, whether or not you like or dislike Caitlin Clark, you like or dislike Stephanie White. It really doesn't matter because what you're seeing is the team is falling apart. Oh, kids in AAU teams don't act like that. You're crazy. Yeah, I would disagree there, Smallville. I know you're coming in here to talk shit now. My son plays 12U basketball. I have literally watched a coach try to threaten to fight my kid's team. So stop it. I've seen way worse in travel basketball. Way worse. This is this situation right here. I mean, you're chewing your player out, and I think two of the fouls that were called on Caitlin Clark, I don't think she touched anybody. That's the thing. Like I don't even know that there was the one that got called on the big, and she didn't even touch the big, and they called a foul on her, I believe. They don't even challenge it, so now she has an unnecessary foul on her. Now you don't like to challenge stuff early in the game. I understand that, but then she has another one called, and that one was on the one on Bridget Carlton, which looked more like an offensive foul to me because it definitely wasn't a defensive foul. So I don't know what the heck was going on. Um, you know, I don't know that why you didn't challenge that one then, because now your top player has two fouls. So yeah, it was weird. Like you're not even protecting your player. You're not protecting your player from foul trouble in the first quarter. And I understand that Clark had foul trouble, and that had an impact on how she probably played overall, because you're worried about being called for fouls and such. Quite frankly, you watch her play, she gets fouled a lot, and it doesn't get called a lot. And when I mean, she doesn't exactly get up on people defensively, so it's hard to get that foul on Carlton was awful. The foul in the big before that was awful. Like these were not even close. So you're like, what do you do as a player? What do you do as a player? But again, you took her out 3.5 minutes in, and the game was never the same after that. You have you run nothing. I mean, she only took 7 shots. Like that's also she only took 7 shots in this basketball game. So once again, you're not running anything for her. 7 shots. Yeah, I saw that one, Jared. Thank you for the $5. I saw the Skip Bayless post myself, and I was like, I had to go look it up. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. And he's a tool, so he'll believe anything because he wants to believe it. He wants to be the guy that almost broke it. Problem is, he's not being fact checked before he posts his dumb shit. So yeah, that's kind of embarrassing, especially considering that he's now doing a show on what, Underdog. The former Gil's Arena show, basically stole the show from Gilbert Arenas. Um, Hold on a second, folks. I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, folks. But the you have a guy like Skip Bayless right there, and he falls for because he wants to be the guy that breaks it, and that's not good. Definitely not good. Um, Skip Bayless showed up at my house. Okay, but man, I don't even know if there's anything left to say with this stuff anymore. Like it's gotten to the point where just don't even you almost don't even care anymore. You almost don't even care anymore. Um, it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. But I mean, I'm gonna be real. What I watched yesterday, the whole team quit. The entire team quit. They quit. They gave up. They didn't. After they fell behind by 14 at 14 or 15 at the end of the first quarter, they were done. They had nothing in them, you know. And I don't know that this are they going to be a playoff team? I still think they're a playoff team, but I think you have a good idea of what you're. I think by now you should have a good idea of what you're getting from this franchise. They're not going to be anything special. They're not going to win at a high level. They're going to lose games like I mean this team is now under Stephanie White 1 sorry 2-4 against expansion teams. Sorry, 2-5. Because last year is the Golden State Valkyries. They lost every time. This year they played them twice. They're 1-1. Now they've played Portland twice. They're 1-1. And they got the doors beat off of them last night. So they're now 2-5 against expansion teams over the last 2 years. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. You know, all the stuff about hiring an agent, whatever, man. She's gonna do what she's gonna do. You know, she's gonna hire who she's gonna hire. She's gonna keep who she's gonna keep. That doesn't. No one's doing it. She's not hiring or firing somebody based on how I feel, you feel, whoever feels. You know, but they lose that game to just look at this. They lose the game to who they lose to? No, somebody else. I'm confusing teams now. My gosh. But you get beat down by the Portland Fire, and now when do they? I don't even know when they next play. I don't even know when they next play. Like that's what's happening right now. They play on the 4th, so that's Thursday against Atlanta. Okay, so they got 5 days off between games. What can happen in 5 days? What the hell can happen in 5 days with this franchise? Where you're gonna have someone that wasn't injured, then all of a sudden miss the game on Thursday? I mean, this is brutally bad. What happened yesterday was between the substitution patterns, defense. This is a team now. This woman's playing for the defensive coach, and she gave up 100 points. They gave up 100 points, and understand they gave up 100 points with Portland only scoring 13 in the fourth quarter because Portland turned it off. Portland turned off the Jets in the fourth quarter. They kind of coasted in the fourth quarter. So you didn't. They would have broken probably 110 if they had kept on playing. You get cooked up by Megan Gustafson for 22 and she doesn't miss a shot? Holy crap. You give up 16 to Emily Enksler. You give up 14 to Carlton, 18 to Carla Late, 15 to Sarah Ashler Barker, 10 to Frida Buhner. From what I saw yesterday, I mean, they even played Grace Van Sluten with the fever again. It's like, I don't even know why she's out there. Michaela Timpson, I thought, was the most solid looking player that we had yesterday on that court. A lot of empty calorie points from, the starters or whatever. To have two starters not score a singular point, it's crazy. To have two starters not score a singular point is crazy. Monique Billings and Lexi Hull combined for 0 points. That's your starting lineup. I don't feel good. I have not felt good all weekend, Marhill. So I'm just trying to gut through one of these for y'all. Obviously, I didn't do Sunday Night Heat with Ben tonight. I haven't felt good. So it's not because of the team, because whatever. It's because I just haven't felt good. The team is whatever. I mean, I'm watching two different teams play, and they're both doing the same dog shit. Um, the sub patterns. You played everybody pretty much in the first quarter. The substitution patterns are and then in the fourth quarter you're down 25. Why are your starters on the court? You're down 25. It would seem like the most ideal time to simply run out there with Dantas, Harris, Grace Van Sluten, Michaela Timpson and Maisha Hines Allen all together. Or if you want to have Sophie Cunningham out there, but Raven Johnson fouled out as fast as you can blink your eye. 6 fouls in 10 minutes. I mean, that's got to be close to a record. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. That's pretty damn impressive to freaking commit 6 fouls in 10 minutes. It's impressive, man. You gotta that's pretty awesome. I mean, gotta say, gotta say, you know, I've been very, very clear so many times as to the problems that exist on defense, and I've told y'all over and over again how to combat it, and she doesn't want to do that. She says that Aaliyah Boston's on a minutes restriction. Now we're 8 games into the season, but she's on a minutes restriction. So what's the restriction amount? Because she played 26 minutes last night. Let me know what the minutes restriction is exactly. Because she played 26 minutes last night. Okay. Against the Valkyries, she only played 22, but I believe that was when she committed all those fouls. What is the actual amount of minutes? I'd love to know. Because she played 29 against the Valkyries a week ago. So what's her restriction number? You know? So you got a minutes restriction so that you pull her out at 3:30 into the first quarter against. She didn't play that game, okay. But it's like I don't know what the number is, and then you have Caitlin Clark. Oh well, we usually pull her out at 3:30, so that's what we're just gonna do. And you're taking out 3 players at a time. 3.5 minutes into a game, and you don't have the conditioning and the cardio for players. Like your cardio for your team is so bad that you can't run for more than 3.5 minutes. That's got to be unbelievable to me. So I mean, it's unbelievable to me. So you have the fake minutes restrictions. You have the Caitlin Clark. We pull her out at this time, bullcrap, and then we're gonna just, you know, take a shot, take a chance. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I've been asking why they don't play zone for so long. Why is it so hard to play zone? Play a zone. You protect your lesser defensive able body guards by playing zone. It's not complicated. And no one's saying that you have to play it the whole game, but you mix it up. You bring it in and out. You kind of you go back and forth with it, man. Baltimore Ravens, thank you for the $5. Stephanie White has a point to prove, so she's leaving CC on an island to be cooked. She wants her to suffer, so she hasn't. I mean, I don't even know anymore, man. Anything is possible now, in my opinion. Anything's possible. You like to not think that a coach would want to sabotage a player that makes her look good, but you never know anymore. Women are so damn petty. It's crazy. I don't even know what to think anymore. You're down 25 points and you're playing starters in the fourth quarter, but you're on minutes restrictions. So why not just sit everybody down? Like seriously, just sit everybody down. The game is over. You're down 25 with 8 minutes to go. Everybody go to the bench, man. We'll come back and play them. We'll come back on Thursday. Like that was your opportunity right there, because it doesn't make sense otherwise. Like why are you playing these players so deep into the game? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So when I saw that going on in the fourth quarter, I'm like, oh, that's her. That's how that's what she does. That's what she does. If you clearly playing a zone comes with, of course, playing a zone comes with risks. Zones work against NBA teams. If you don't think a zone can work against a WNBA team, I'm sorry. Zones work on NBA teams all the time, because it's one thing to shoot a three in rhythm, and it's nothing to shoot a three. Shooting a three against a zone is different. It's like there's a mental thing there. But beyond that, it's because you're shooting the three because they're making you shoot the three. In a zone, what they're trying to make you do is shoot jump shots. That's what they're trying to have you do. And if you do it because they're forcing you to do it, teams miss against the zone a whole lot because they would rather shoot in a rhythm against man-to-man defense than play a zone. I mean, because also zones make drive and kick harder, so the shots are not usually open shots. The shots aren't usually wide open shots. They're not. They're more forced shots. They're not a they're not product of an offense. They're a product of a necessity. So I gotta let go of the ball because the shot clock's running down. You can watch it. That happens all the time. Yeah, it also creates problems with rebounding as well. There's all kinds of things that happen, but you also have a team that defensively one on one can't guard anybody. And this is not a Caitlin Clark alone thing. This is a team thing. They can't guard for shit. They can't guard for shit, man. I'm sorry, folks. Their guarding is bad. Like they can't guard on ball, and they can't guard the pick and roll. Like watching them get eaten up by the pick and roll by Portland was hilarious because it's like you're getting dissected and dismantled by the offense that you should be running, and instead you're running nothing. Your offense in half court is terrible. It's terrible. There's no rhyme or reason to this offense. You want to be a top three defense, man? You're one of the worst defenses in the WNBA. Like you're one of the worst defenses in the WNBA. You're literally second to last at 89 points per game. The only team worse is the Sparks. You're the second worst defense in the WNBA. And the only reason you're 4-4 is because you're the leading team. You score the most points in the league. So that's because Caitlin Clark to save your ass. So unless Caitlin Clark saves your ass, then you're gonna see a lot more of this stuff. When she doesn't play well, then you're gonna see stuff like this. So they don't know how to rotate defensively. They don't know how to they don't do anything right defensively. They don't do anything right. This team defensively is very poor. They don't do anything right on defense. It's hard to even go over all the things that they don't do right. But I can, if you just watch film, just watch the game, you watch how they're constantly beating around the curl, they're constantly beating off the screen. Like you're gonna have to play under. You're either gonna have to play where if you're running pick and roll with Caitlin Clark, whoever is guarding the pick has to just drop. Like, and that's not happening. And that's not happening. That's why they're getting smoked every time. It's because the player that's guarding this is guarding the pick setter is not dropping. That person has to drop every time. They got to drop because Caitlin's going to get beat off the ball. She's going to get beat. They're going to get beat. And they do get beat. And they all get beat. I mean, Lexi Hull gets beat on that shit. Kelsey Mitchell gets beat on that. Caitlin gets beat on every damn time. Caitlin's defense has been. I mean, again, I don't think she committed those fouls, but her defense, she's so far off of the player defensively that she's guarding. Like she gives so much space, almost daring them to take the jump shot. Like sorry, folks. Like she's playing so far off that she's almost daring them to shoot it. She wants them to shoot because she knows that she can't guard these people one on one, and she's being left on an island to do it, and she's gonna get murdered doing that because that's just not her game. And look, it's okay to not be a good defender, but with being a good some people will say defense is all about effort, and yeah, in theory, yes, it can be about effort, but there are people that also just don't move their feet well. Like they don't shuffle well. It is what it is. I watch. And you probably have to work on it a lot, but when you're also charged with running the entire offense and scoring all the points and getting everybody easy buckets, Well, you need to pick and choose what you want. You want me to play elite level defense, or do you want me to, run this offense? Because no one really does both. Not in the men's game, not in the women's game. There's not many players that can do both. I mean, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry can't guard a part Gar. I mean, like, so there's a lot of guys that can't guard, and Luka Doncic can't guard. Period. He can't guard, but they'll figure out a way to maximize his skill offensively to dominate. And instead, what we're watching here is a player being pushed off the ball and can't do anything to dominate the game. They don't give her the ball to dominate. So it's you also defending her defense wise, she gets so far off the ball that she's daring them to shoot it, and they're still not shooting it because they then think they can power through her as well. But again, what are you doing to help her, Stephanie? What are you doing to help your player, Stephanie? What are you doing to help your team's defense, Stephanie? And the answer is nothing right now. We've seen nothing change defensively. This team defensively is terrible. This team defensively is absolutely terrible. And it's not an individual thing, it's a team thing. They all suck at defense. Aaliyah Boston's a terrible defensive player. I don't know why or how someone thought she was a second team all WNBA defense last year. She's an awful defensive player. They don't have a lot of good defenders on this team. And heck, the one that you think was a good one committed 6 fouls in 10 minutes. 6 fouls in 10 minutes. And I don't care who you are and what you think of a player, but the best player on your team being screamed at over and over and over again by the coach, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in real sports. So what happens that Stephanie White is constantly like seemingly in her ear beyond that bench incident, but always seemingly in her ear or gnawing at her, and whether grabbing her arm or doing this or doing this, that, and the third. I've never seen a superstar be this hit over and over again by a coach. I've never seen it. I've never seen you see blowups here and again. I mean, but you don't see it like it's a consistent thing where she's always gnawing at her. She's gonna gnaw at her constant. It's just like nonstop, man. Just let the girl play a little bit. Just let her fucking play, because what you're doing is damaging. I mean, she already told us earlier this year that her confidence was not good shooting the ball. She told us this. Caitlin Clark said it, that her confidence got hit by it, constantly missing. And then she's having to think about whether or not to take the shot, which, oh, by the way, sorry, folks, I didn't put the chat on the screen. My bad. I apologize. Because I got 2 chats going on right now. I apologize a great deal because we have most people in the Come On Now the podcast room. But yeah, man, we have I love how the trolls are coming in the room. I love the trolls coming in the room. You can't stand it. You can't stand it. By the way, yesterday, Caitlin Clark committed only 1 turnover. She had 6 assists and 1 turnover in 22 minutes of basketball. According to some people, that's pretty damn good, right? I mean, I'm just saying, according to some people, it shouldn't matter how many points you score, right? I don't know, because that's the excuse that was used for some other players that when they played poorly. What else they might do. That said, by the way, end of the first quarter, the Indiana Fever had scored 15 points. In that first quarter, Caitlin Clark scored 6. And you know what she had? She had 3 assists. So she accounted for 12 of the team's 15 points in the first quarter. But she sat on the bench for about 5 minutes of that quarter. Make that make sense. Veronica Burton is like a bulldog. Veronica Burton just rams her body into people. I said that in a previous video. Veronica Burton Veronica Burton doesn't get fouled. She just throws her body on the floor and they call it a foul. She has an SGA ability to draw fugazi fouls, and they call it. And they call it because Veronica Burton is a role player. She's a role player, you know. So, and again, this is the WNBA where players have off nights. No one's talking about Chelsea Gray going 1 for 7 today with 5 turnovers. No one cares. Can you imagine if Caitlin Clark yesterday had 6 points, 1 for 7, 6 assists, 1 turnover, and 2 rebounds? Today's number for Chelsea Gray: 5 points, 1 for 7, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, and 5 turnovers. Ain't that something? You won't hear anybody tell anybody about Chelsea Gray's game today because they won by 10 because she has excellent players around her like Asia Wilson, you know? Yeah, in 36 minutes left. Caitlin Clark was in 12 minutes. Oh man. But yeah, it's so I think this franchise is completely broken. I think they're broken. You're 4-4 through 8. Your defense is by far the worst in the league. You're screaming at your best player on the sideline. Probably largely because she's ticked off of how you're running an offense, or ticked off because you won't challenge clear fouls that got called against her that were not fouls. You know, I'm just reading y'all comments right now. I find some of the comments interesting from certain people who come in here and ignore the fact that the year before Caitlin Clark got to Indiana, they were a 13-win team, and that they had not made the playoffs in 8 seasons, and that the second Caitlin Clark showed up, they made the playoffs. So the players that are not chopped liver, but yet couldn't win 15 games ever. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell for 6 years before Aaliyah Boston was a year in and year out loser. And this is even having multiple high level first round picks put on her team that still she failed. And then you brought Aaliyah Boston and they still failed. They were still bad. They were better than the year before, but 13-27 is still terrible. And then Caitlin shows that they go 20-20. So it's it might not be chopped liver, but they're definitely not filet mignon. They're probably more on the hamburger meat, their ground beef level. Like you guys people forget how bad this team was before Caitlin Clark showed up. The two main players on heck, if you want to look at the three main players that remain were there pre Caitlin Clark. Lexi Hull was on her way out of the WNBA. Lexi Hull's career exists now because of Caitlin Clark. Like y'all Lexi Hull lovers can dream all day. Jesus Christ, people! I'm about to have a fucking heart attack up here. Um, Lexi Hull was on her way out the league, man. If you don't care what happened before she got here, then you don't know then you're an idiot because ignoring history leads for it to repeat itself. So the most basic thing in life is if you ignore history, it's bound to repeat itself. So yeah, knowing your history is important. So to sit here and say you don't care what happened before she got there, well, you should, because it's exactly the reason that your people are watching her play basketball. You can sit here and say it doesn't matter what before she got here. Of course, it matters what happened before she got here. And I don't give a shit what happened last year because last year's team was a new team, and in fact, the team with Caitlin Clark was 8-5, and the team without Caitlin Clark was 16-15. So they weren't better without her. They weren't better without her. In fact, if you really want to go that direction, and based on stats, based on the most basic of stats, if Caitlin Clark had missed the entire year, this team would have probably missed the playoffs. They probably would have missed the playoffs. So, yeah, if you think the 8-5 record with her doesn't matter. And of course, the team that they also brought in, and you'll ignore that, was not the team the season started with. So, yeah, if you don't know who started the season with Sydney Colson and DeWanna Bonner and shit like that, and then you replaced it with Erin McDonald, and you replaced it with Odyssey Sims, and you brought other players in who actually helped the team, who were better players and better for this team than the ones that they started the season out with, well, then you're also being disingenuous. So, again, you just sit here and say you don't care about what they did the year before. Well, you should, because that's literally what happens. If you don't care I don't care what happened last year. Last year was a fluke. This team is 4-4 right now. Last year also, again, I repeat, that wasn't the team that Caitlin Clark played with. Do you think Caitlin Clark plays better with Odyssey Sims and having a real backup point guard, or having fucking Sydney Colson as her backup point guard? Do you think the Fever are better off with whoever replaced DeWanna Bonner, or with DeWanna Bonner? Because if you actually be real about it, Caitlin Clark played with the team that started the season off. She didn't play with the people that came in after the fact. Okay. Yes, it was a fluke. And I would bet you right now that if Caitlin Clark stopped playing, this team would not make shit. This team is 4-4. You're acting like they're fucking good. They were a fluke last year. And of course, they brought a whole bunch of people off of the fucking couch. Like, so you're not even paying attention. You're not even paying attention, because you goddamn well know the team was brought off the couch. They got players off the couch. Who was the best player in Game 5 of the playoffs against the fucking Las Vegas Aces last year? The game in which Kelsey Mitchell quit. Who was the best player? The best player was Odyssey Sims. If they don't have Odyssey Sims, they don't get to the second round. Like, y'all act like 16-15 is some good record. Some of y'all. 16-15 sucks. That's a 500 team. Make up your mind. It's a team game or it's not. Yes, it's a team game. It is a team game. It's absolutely a team game. You know who I'm talking to, because you come in here to troll with your fucking nonsense all the time. You're sitting here right now. You're sitting here right now. You're sitting here right now, walking in here, and you know goddamn well this team was not the same team to start the year as it was at the end of the season with different players. You know it. And again, this was the Caitlin Clark impact of this franchise, because they were still playing in front of full buildings at home. If this was pre-Caitlin Clark, you think that team does anything? Fuck no. Please. Please. If it's not for the freaking Chicago Sky, this team is 19-21. Sorry, what was that? They were 24-21. If you take away their 5 wins over the Chicago Sky, they're a 19-21 team. Yeah, 19-21. Yeah, 24. 20, yeah. So how can you 24-20? I'm sorry. What was their record? Shit. Hold on. What was their record? Their record was 24-20. Sorry. So they'd be a 19-20 team without those Chicago Sky games. The Fever was 19-20. Let's stop acting like they beat people. They weren't good. They weren't good. Yeah, you don't catch Rabdo. You don't catch it. You don't get Duke. You don't get Rabdo. I mean, Rabdo is something that happens to people that do CrossFit. Like, I'll never believe that she got Rabdo. Like that shit can kill you. Like I I don't rap though. Like you have to like y'all should look up what rhabdo is. It's basically an extreme muscle breakdown. So it's not it's triggered by extreme physical exertion without proper recovery or hydration, dehydration, and heat stroke, trauma, infections, medications. Like there's so many things that typically have to happen, and it doesn't. Did she almost die, or is that what y'all saying? Is that what they told us? Come on. I'm sorry. I don't believe that she had. Again, it's I have a hard time because I've heard of people that have gotten I gotten to get it from CrossFit. Never seen a player get it playing basketball. Maybe your body cramped up. That's something different. But rhabdo, because rhabdo can kill you. You don't believe the Damar Hamlin story is real? Oh, okay. Yeah, she got tired basically. Yeah, she got tired. She got real tired in that game, and it was the third quarter. Okay, Paul Pierce was in a wheelchair. He just took a shit. What does being in a wheelchair mean? People get on wheelchairs all the time when they get taken out of a building. Paul Pierce went to the bathroom in a wheelchair. If people remember in the was it the finals? He had taken a dump on himself, something like that. I don't being put in a wheelchair don't mean shit to me. And if he had rhabdo, then they failed as a training staff. They failed as a training staff because there's no way in the world that your player should be that dehydrated in a game in the third quarter. There's nothing that can dehydrate. Like, how can you be that dehydrated midway through the third quarter of a basketball game? Doesn't seem real. I unless you have specific facts and show me where it said where I can see a doctor's report that says she has rhabdo. Monique, I don't believe that they tell the truth. And I mean, I think you know by now they don't tell the truth, so it just sounds good. It just sounds good. I'm not saying that she didn't cramp up. I'm not saying her body didn't fail her. I'm saying the specifics of saying that she had rhabdo. That's all. I mean, that was all. Because then here would be my question: would she have been able to play in the finals if they had won? Like, could she have played in the finals? I just don't believe all the stuff they put out. I don't believe any of the stuff they put out. And then you have a coach here who lies over and over again. Per Kelsey, I don't know if I believe Kelsey either. I still don't know if I believe Kelsey. I've never heard of a basketball player in the third quarter being that exhausted. It just doesn't. It's hard to fathom. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to swallow to me. Again, if they don't have Caitlin Clark on this in this franchise, last year's team is not winning. They're not winning. And people want to say, "Oh, what about last year?" Well, if she hadn't been there to begin with, they wouldn't have been winning because she brought an attitude of winning. Like that actually exists in the world. An attitude of winning matters. Thank you for the $5 tenner on cut. I watch old Hawkeye games when I want to watch CC, and I watch them daily. I feel you. There is a certain thing of winning. A winning attitude actually matters. It does matter. Give me a second. I'll be right back. That attitude of winning matters. I mean, it's one of those things where when teams don't have that mentality of winning, like even Aaliyah Boston, she goes in from playing in South Carolina, but she doesn't. But a rookie big is not going to control winning. A rookie big, even if she's coming from a winning program, can't. No, I got a tissue. Um, can't control winning like a guard can, like a legitimate guard. I know what rhabdo causes rhabdo, Philip. I know what causes it. And 2.5 quarters of basketball don't typically fall into that area because she does it every single day or does it a lot. So now we're trashing. I don't like Kelsey Mitchell, Christopher Neely. I know you're in here to hate on everything Caitlin Clark related at this point because literally she's the only problem according to you. And I notice that in every comment you make. And I let you make them, but they get slightly annoying. Who's bothering y'all? Um, again, when did you say what? I'm literally reading what your comment was about Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell didn't hold shit down. I don't know what you're talking about. Holding shit down for whom? You're going off the cuff about every other player, and literally the only player doing something wrong for you is Caitlin Clark. Do I think Kara Lawson could be a good coach for Indiana Fever? I don't know. Maybe. I think a man would be a better coach. I think an NBA male coach would be a better coach. I think a man coach with an attitude like Jose Fernandez would be a good coach. Give me a. I'm gonna be real. I hate saying it like this, but put the women coaches in college. Unless you're a dominant figure like a Becky Hammon or Sandy Brondello, most of these women coaches should be in college. They don't have the personalities. You could see it. They don't have the dominant personality. Like Jose Fernandez has a dominant personality. He comes in there, he don't take no shit. He don't take no shit. Rudy, can you tell me if being one win away from the finals means you won the finals? These trolls, yeah, because they made the playoffs in a league in which going 500 makes the playoffs. Yeah, thank you for the 499, smelly cat. Like the mentality that you made the playoffs when literally 8 of 14 teams make the playoffs. What does that say? That doesn't say anything. Anyone getting excited over making the playoffs I'm sorry, 8 of 13 teams. Like you had 13 teams in the league and 8 teams make the playoffs. Like that's not anything to get excited about. And I do think that these teams benefit like a fever team benefits from having a 3-game series, not a 5-game series. Because what you should have is a 5 and 7 game series, not a 3 and a 5 game series. The series does not the series a 3-game set does not benefit the home team in in the WNBA. Because if you catch that upset, man, you're coming back home. I mean, I don't think it benefits. I think is because there's it's still a lot of travel back and forth for 3 days. I don't like it. You should have a 5-game series, 2-2-1. That's it. Mm, But again, doesn't mean what they did last year. Don't mean shit to me. I thought they got lucky. I think everyone would agree Atlanta was better than them, but they got lucky. It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes. You can get lucky. You can catch that lucky opportunity, and I think they got flat out lucky in that series against Atlanta because Atlanta was better than them. They just were. Appreciate everyone who's on board tonight, man. Like I mentioned, I haven't been feeling that good. That's why I've been missing. But thank y'all for jumping on board. Hit the like button, subscribe to both the channels. I do appreciate it. Indiana Fever Unfiltered, and come on now, the podcast. But I'm just reading some of y'all comments here. I guess y'all going back and forth with each other now. But um, at this point, going back to the topic at hand here, Cheryl Miller and Sue Cece is disruptive to the team. Nah. You know what I also saw last week? I thank you for the $2 there, JH Marvelous. Um, I saw last week. I saw Teresa Weatherspoon, the former coach of the Chicago Sky, tell you on TV at halftime of the Valkyries game. She said flat out, Caitlin Clark passes you open. Like she was praising her hard. You probably saw it, but she said Caitlin Caitlin Clark passes you open, and that's a very very high level compliment. I don't know if people get how big of a compliment that is. That's a sincere compliment because that shows a player that's got court vision that most of these players just don't have. And she knows they don't have it. She's coached them. She's watched it from the sideline. She knows what Caitlin Clark can do. She knows that Caitlin Clark just broke a new record at 59 games, 20 games faster than she did it. And she got no problem. She said, right, she passes you open. Like the passes that they were showing, she gets passes to people that are fantastic, passes to people that they would not otherwise. Like you can't just pass to where they are. You pass to where you want them to be. And to have a player like that, a former player like that who coached against her, who didn't seem to be too fond of her coaching against her, well, she had a lot to say positive about her while the whole country is a lot of people in the country are going negative about her and talking shit about her and you know fucking idiots like a Carrie Champion out there who's looking for an invite to the barbecue because she got excommunicated when she married a white dude, you know. Because Carrie Champion has always been whitewashed, and then all of a sudden she's become a sister again. You know, I don't know that I'll be a better coach. I'm not paid to coach. I mean, yeah, I think coaching's hard. I think coaching's hard, but I think that there are some people that just aren't cut out for certain positions. I mean, a no pressure having position like Connecticut, Stephanie White was very successful. She got a team that she want. She had a team that played in the way she wanted them to play. Boring, a bulldog fight basketball. Problem is, the team she has, doesn't have that personality of being a fight team. So you're you're going away from your strengths, which is more of bluntly, a more finesse, high tempo, push the pace type of team. So you don't have those bulldogs that are going to run people over and take people out. And you're not playing a slow down, boring, bland game. So you can look good being the coach of the Connecticut Sun when no one's watching them because nobody cares. So I'm never going to say that I'm not saying she's a bad coach for everybody because she's had success. But for this group, she does not work because she's not utilizing the skill she has for greatness. Like you have a player who's great and you'd rather have her off the ball. I don't care about if someone's reached the finals as a coach or not. Most of these coaches have not reached the finals. Like you could probably go through the whole coaching lineup right now, and the only coaches to have reached the finals right now in the WNBA are Becky Hammond, Brondello, and she's not even coaching the team, and the dude in Phoenix. Who else has, I don't know, and how long, I don't know how long, Cheryl Reeve probably. Who else has been a coach of a team in the finals? Head coach right now in the WNBA. I don't think there's anybody else. Carrie Champion was married. At least that's what I Googled. Carrie Champion was married. Christopher McNeely or Christopher Neely. You want to look that one up too? Because I know you just did. I know you just literally went up there and looked it up. So how about you look up who her former husband was? She was married to Ryan Russillo for 8 years. They have a daughter named Ruby. She had a second husband whose name is Jamie Sire, who she got married to in 2018. So, do you know what you're talking about? That she's not married? Okay. I didn't say she was married. I said she married a white dude. Now, that's what Google says, man. I can't answer for what Google says. I know she's not currently married. I didn't say she was. You want to know why she's not currently married? Because no man wants to deal with her bum ass. You want to know when you look that goddamn good? You know when you look that goddamn good like Carrie Champion looks and you don't have a husband? Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. When you look that damn good at 50 and you don't have a husband, you can look in the mirror. There's a reason for that. There is an absolute reason for that. So, yeah, I think Caitlin Clark has to put her foot down. She's got to let the world know right now it's one or the other. Fans don't just want threes; they want CC from. Well, I don't know. I don't know that you're ever going to get the CC from Iowa because CC from Iowa was playing a different level of competition. Thank you for the $2. There's a different level of competition from Iowa than there's in WNBA. What you want to see is that style, and that's the problem that we have is that we're not getting that style. He said, "I because there's no because to have Caitlin Clark run a half court offense would be to the detriment of Caitlin Clark and the team. You'd be hurting the team." Caitlin Clark does not. Caitlin Clark ends after next year, and I don't know what other rules that exist that could lock her. But you ask me who I would want to coach. I would like to see I'd like to see a male coach, an NBA male coach, who can dominate. Voices heard. Because I think at this point, watching the only people that seem to recognize that there's a special talent for Caitlin Clark and the skills that she has are men. Are men. I think these women, these LGBTQ women, AI women, just don't like her. They just don't like it. They want to see. They want to have it how they want to have it. They want to have it how they want to have it. And so I'd like a Mark Jackson. I think a Steve Nash would work too. A Jason Kidd would work. Yeah, you're not getting a college coach back. You're not. Lisa Bluter's not going to coach in the NBA, WNBA. It's like people. The more people post, they think that she's going to hear it or care. She's retired. She's retired. Heck, I would vote for. I would have Vernon Wet. I'd have Vernon Maxwell coach the damn Indiana Fever. Can you imagine that shit? Do y'all know who Vernon Maxwell is? Do y'all know who Vernon Maxwell is? I don't know if y'all know that name. I don't know if y'all know that name or not. My first choice would be Mark Jackson. Go have Vernon Maxwell coach this team. That'd be hilarious. Can you imagine a guy like Vernon Maxwell trying to coach a women's basketball team and all the fucking F bombs that he drops? Oh boy. The Vernon Maxwell? Vernon Maxwell played for the Rockets. Played for the Rockets. Vernon Maxwell, bro, he'd have these women scared to death, man. He'd be like, this motherfucker, he'd be dropping the N word and the motherfucker word like every fourth word, and they would be offended. They'd be calling HR. You worried about her being uncoachable? Look at Kenny Carter. I think problem. I'll tell you what, they're already crying about Kennedy Carter. There's videos being popping up about Kennedy Carter already, which I think are ridiculous. If she takes a fucking breath, people get freaked out about it. Yeah, you get Vernon Maxwell. Vernon Maxwell would drive them crazy. It would drive them crazy. So I think the ultimatum at this point by Caitlin Clark needs to be, yo, it's her or me. Like, you want me to stay here? It's her or me. I mean, it's her or me. Like, what are we gonna do? We can't sit here and continue this crap. It's her or me. And I don't know that she's ever gonna do this, but like she has to ultimatum their ass. Like she just has to. Because if she doesn't, they're just gonna run her career into the ground. I said 18-8. It started off better than I thought because basically she decided to do whatever the hell she wanted. I think that's really what we saw. Is that she was basically doing whatever the hell she wanted. And then the last two games, you haven't gotten that, and looks more like the 18-8 that I talked about. There is 18-8. We know what she can look like, but we also know what this person can, this coach can do to her. I mean, a Mike D'Antoni would obviously be a great fit, but does Mike D'Antoni want to coach women? The thing is, I think Mark Jackson still wants to be a coach in the NBA, and I think he needs a way back in. And the way back in would be to coach the WNBA, and then get his way back in because I think he's been kind of screwed. That's of course if he wants to do it, which you never know. He might not want to. I thought he did, but who the hell knows? Let's see here. So I don't know how's everyone's weekend been otherwise. I hope everyone's had a nice weekend. Um, it's been what it has been for me. I'll probably be going to bed soon. I'm taking a whole week off, but yeah, this weekend's been shit. Serious shit. OKC got bounced, yeah. So you don't even know that. My God. No, I'm not talking about Sage Steele. I literally Googled Carrie Champion. I mean, and if she hasn't ever been married, guess what? She's 50. There's a reason. Sage Steele, husbands. Sage Steele. She was married to Jonathan Bailey and then to a name named Dave Barbudo. Okay. Carrie Champion has two different husband names. Carrie Champion, Cari Champion. She's been married to Ryan Russillo. Yeah, I think it's time for Caitlin Clark to say enough is enough. Right now, you got 5 days between games. You're at home. You're at home, and realistically, the game on Thursday is not an easy game. You're playing against the Atlanta Dream, and they got a slew of guards that can come at you. So what are you gonna do about it? You know they're gonna put Ryan Howard on Caitlin Clark to make her life miserable. What are you gonna do about it? Like what will change between now and Thursday? I can tell you this: if it looks the way it looked this past weekend, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's left for this franchise. It's the franchise is broken. Franchise is absolutely broken, in my opinion. It's a broken franchise, and you got 5 days in between games. You got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So okay, 4 days in between games. They've been bad. It's been bad. I don't think CC should be terrified of anybody. I'm just saying that they're gonna bring the same type of pressure. And again, this is Coach White's offense. Coach White wants her offense run how she wants her offense run. Oh yeah. All these lonely ass women who can't get men. Other than make them pin cushions because men don't want to tolerate or listen to their bullshit. Men don't want to listen to the Carrie Champions of the world, the Vivica Foxes of the world, the who's the other one, the Lisa Rays of the world. They don't want to listen to them. Yeah, I don't want to hear your voice. You don't understand. Know your role. You're still a woman. I'm the man of the house. They want to bring their dicks out. That's what happens. Women like these want to bring their dicks out, and they refuse to be controlled, to be, guided by the man of the house. So they'll be alone forever. They'll be miserable. They'll be miserable people crying about it. I would rotate a bunch of people on Clark. That's the best thing to do. You don't want to have one person guarding Caitlin Clark. You want to have everybody guard her because it changes the look up. It changes the look. It changes the feel, and it's not easy to deal with because it's tough. Oh man, Aaliyah Boston. I have I have said that Aaliyah Boston looks terrible as well in the system. Airs, and she looks terrible because she's standing 26 feet from the basket, and she's not rolling because they're not running pick and roll. So she's not getting any easy baskets. Every bucket she gets is work. Oh my God, Christopher Neely, get a fucking life, bro. You're living. It's a little weird now, dude. I literally Googled it. It says he's married to Ryan Russillo for 8 fucking years, bro, and married to another dude. Like, God, dog, why do you care so much? Why do you care so much? It ain't that big of a deal. God, move on, bro. You can call Google in the morning. Then call them in the morning. I literally confirmed it 3 times. What do you think? Holy fuck, man. Fucking weird, bro. Is that good for you? Carrie Champion's former husband is Ryan Russillo, a sports commentator. They were married from 2008 to 2016. Have a daughter named Ruby. Married to Jamie Sire, who she. I mean, if that's not it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to go deeper than that shit, bro. I'm not going to. You want me to go click on this one for you? I mean, God dog, bro. Ain't that fucking hard? And if it was an inside joke, they were together for 8 fucking years. That's really, really weird. But okay, I don't care enough. It ain't that big of a fucking deal. Damn, it's fucking annoying. And you know what? Even if she's been married or not married, who cares? It wasn't that serious. Your goal in life is to prove me wrong. I know that. I've seen that. Every fucking show, you got to come at me with some other shit. Cool. Keep at it. Keep at it. I did a fucking video on this shit. Nah, dude, he does this every goddamn show. Every show, man. Again, who the fuck cares? But anyhow. If you had Natasha Howard running pick and roll with Caitlin Clark, she'd be averaging 22 and 10 with Caitlin Clark. I'm telling you that right now. But yeah, Leah Boston sitting out in the perimeter in this offense is terrible because it doesn't get her closer to the rim. She doesn't get any easy buckets. Everything's a fight. Leah Boston has no post skills whatsoever. She just likes to bang her fat ass down below and like stick her butt into people. The reality is she has no skills. So what she's drawing these offensive fouls because she doesn't even know how to maneuver around people realistically. She has no up and under game. She has no shot, quick dribble, short hook shot type of game. So it's like it gets like it's something that she just doesn't have. So because she's playing it out so far from the rim, she's shooting threes. She's shooting threes, or she's hoping to get some rebounds, but she's not getting easy buckets like she did, previously with Caitlin Clark. Very, very weird. It's made players worse. And have I seen Aaliyah Boston's footwork in the post? Yeah, it's terrible. You think she has footwork? You think she has footwork? God. Bruh, have I seen Aaliyah Boston's footwork in the post? Yes. She commits charges because she can't get around people, because she has no offensive skills in the post. Do you not get what that is? What is Aaliyah Boston's move in the post? What is Aaliyah Boston's move in the post? You want to know what Aaliyah Boston's move in the post is? She catches the ball, she dribbles, she bangs her butt in, and gets as close to them as possible, and tries to basically use her left arm and her width to get the ball off of her shoulder with her right hand. She literally uses her body width to create space. That's what she does, to create space. There's no up and under. There's no drop step. There's no spin move. Like, I can give you, and she throws tons of elbows. I can give you Shakira Austin. I'm watching her constantly. Shakira Austin has one move. It's a spin move. And she does it every single time. She does it every single time. But it's actually a move. Aaliyah Boston don't have any moves. Aaliyah Boston in that last play against Portland needed to catch the ball and go up with a baby hook. And instead, she did a turnaround jump shot fading to the left. Yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense. Catch the ball, go up with a baby right-handed hook. So, yeah, if you're not running the pick and roll to get her easy layups, well, she's in a struggle. She's in a struggle. She has no offensive moves. AB can't do the basic drop step, baby short jump hook. I mean, for Christ's sakes, AB is taking 10.7 shots per game. And of those shots per game, 2.5 are from three. Last year, she took 11.5 shots per game. So she took more shots last year. Chris Neely, you're getting annoying to people. You're getting annoying to people. So please turn it off. Turn off the ridiculous questions that you know the answers to, because you're trying to be an instigator. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if anyone else stop doing it, because what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna have to bump you, because it's a little bit annoying. 'Cause I'm not gonna make a show about you. She doesn't know. She has no post moves, and I keep saying that she has no post moves, and people don't like that. People don't like truth about it. She has no post moves. Aaliyah Boston right now is playing 24 minutes a game. How long are you gonna keep her? On these minutes restrictions. Whatever. Like how long? How long? No, the problem is you know exactly what happened. So I'm not going to answer a question that you know the answer to, because if you watch the actual games, you know what happened. So you're being a smart ass, condescending human being, trying to trigger and irritate people. And because I know what you're doing, I'm not going to entertain it. So cut the bull crap, or I'll bump you out. It don't matter no more, man. You're annoying people. It's one thing if you want to watch a show, but you're trying to be the show. And you do this in every show. So yeah, and Leah Boston's averaging 7.4 rebounds per game. But hey, as long as she's averaging 2.6 assists, that's all that matters, right? She just this offensive system has completely ruined Aaliyah Boston's skill, in my opinion, as well. I agree. I agree. It's been very bad for her, and and yet they're still scoring 92 points per game. But it's not. But they don't defend a lick. They don't defend a lick. So I mean, this team right now, folks, is this team right now, folks, don't really know what to think, what to expect from them. Don't really know right now the rest of the way, because it's like every game is a different story. Every game is a different story. Kelsey Mitchell's offense, folks, at this point, Kelsey Mitchell's is a ball stopper. There are people that really like her. I'll never take away her offensive ability and skill, but she's a ball stopper. She catches the ball and then she dribbles the air out of it. You know why she's running point? Why she can't just catch a ball and go, or catch a ball and pass? No, it's got to be catch the ball, dribble the ball some more, dribble the ball some more, and now I'm gonna shoot the ball. It just it's just bad offense. It's just real bad offense. So, and I tell you what, yesterday's team looked like it was a team that quit. Like they look like a team that quit. Just like a team that quit. But I would definitely be on board with making y'all need to seriously. She needs to seriously get on there and like, yo, her or me, because I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And I heard someone mention in a video that Christy Sides trolled the Fever. I didn't see it. I saw like the title. Um, I really didn't get what I don't know really know what she did to troll them, but eh, I'll take Christy's sides back at this point. I would take her back at this point. Yeah. Right now, that as the league stands, the Lynx are 6-2 without Nafisa Collier. Wow. Folks, you want to know who's on that team? You want to know who's on that team, folks? There's a player by the name of Natasha Howard. She leads them in scoring and rebounding and is shooting 66% from the floor. I tell you, folks, I tell you, you could have had this woman playing center instead of Aaliyah Boston. And y'all would be loving Natasha Howard right now because she'd be getting layups from Caitlin Clark. My God. 17, 8, and 66% from the floor. Bruh. You got your Monique Billings, though. You got your Monique Billings. Y'all wanted Monique Billings. Folks who wanted Monique Billings, and you got what you wanted. You got what you wished for. And I told you what you were getting. What is Monique Billings doing right now? Monique Billings is averaging 5.4 points and 5 rebounds. So, so she's actually under her averages of her career, and she's starting. Yes. And whose fault is that there, Jason? Stephanie White's fault, not Natasha Howard's fault. That was Stephanie White's fault, not Natasha Howard's fault. You want to blame somebody for why Natasha Howard didn't look like this last year? You can blame Stephanie White for that. How does Raven foul out in 10 minutes and Cece gets 5 and 22 and Cam gets 0 fouls? Because Kelsey Mitchell doesn't guard nobody. They're not looking for one-on-one matches with Kelsey Mitchell. They're looking specifically to get Caitlin Clark in actions because they want to put her on the defensive. Raven gets in people's bread baskets. So Raven has to get used to not being as physical. Whereas Caitlin, she's playing off people a lot, and they're still going to come straight at her. So realistically, I thought a couple of those fouls were bullshit, but realistically, she has to just keep her hands up. It's just to slide her feet and keep her hands up, realistically. But Raven got those fouls because Raven just plays too tight. She knows only one way to play, and she has to figure it out. I'm gonna make y'all all feel bad for wanting Howard gone. Y'all don't understand what she's doing right now in the pick and roll. She would execute the pick and roll better than Aaliyah Boston could ever execute the pick and roll. The fact that that team is sitting right now at 6-2, like it should literally annoy the shit out of you. But instead, y'all, some of y'all just choose to take this stance of, oh, fuck Natasha Howard. No, fuck Stephanie White. Like, you don't get it. Fuck Stephanie White. Because if Stephanie White did her job properly, Natasha Howard would have been crushing it last year. Crushing it with Caitlin Clark when she was before she got hurt. Nah, you could have run that pick and roll with fucking Natasha Howard. Fuck Aaliyah Boston. That's put Aaliyah Boston in the corner somewhere. Get her sorry ass out the way. So yeah, you have to have the right coach for people, man. But they're 6-2. The Dream is 5-2. The Dallas Wings are 5-3. I tell you what, man, it looks like AZ Fudd has figured it out. Looks like AZ Fudd figured it out. She had 22 points against the Las Vegas Aces. She started. That was their last game. So it looks like AZ Fudd is now a part of the starting lineup. And yeah, a real coach is figuring out how to use players. It's crazy. Crazy. Then you got the Aces at 5-3. The Valkyries at 5-3. Portland at 6-4. Toronto at 5. So the three expansion teams over the last 2 years have the 5, 6, and 7 spots in the playoffs right now. The Liberty are at 8 and the Fever are at 9. Let me tell you something, man. The people that own these other teams, the people that own these teams, not named the Valkyries, Fire, and Tempo. So if you are a team and you are behind those teams right now in the standings, Connecticut, Phoenix, Seattle, Chicago, Mystics, Sparks, Fever, Liberty, and you're behind those three teams right now, everybody within your organization should get fired. Everybody in your organization should get fired. There's nothing explicable about having three expansion teams all be better than teams that have been here for a while. I mean, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. How can you have three? I mean, tell me who the star of the Portland Fire is. I'm sorry. I can't. The number one option is. Is it Carla Late or is it Bridget Carlton? Because neither player would be a number one option anywhere in the league, realistically. Toronto, you got Brittany Sykes and Marina Mabry. The Valkyries, they have a posse of players. It's just, you should be embarrassed. What do you mean owners don't care? It's a write-off. What are you talking about? People who think that owners don't care about making money in this league, like, I think y'all are a little bit off of this thought process about it's a write-off. They don't buy sports franchises to lose money, people. Like, they don't buy franchises to lose money. It's not why they do it. So I don't know what you think they're writing it off against. I always hear that term used. I'm like, no, they're not. Millionaires did not become millionaires. Billionaires did not become billionaires by losing money, let alone on purpose. Old guard fans thinks no other franchise. No, they all want her. They would all trade their shirts for her. They would all trade their shirts for her. I think you're mistaking owners for management. The owners care about their money. They want to get paid. They don't care about they want to get paid. And I don't know what do you mean by most owners in W didn't buy their teams. What do you mean they didn't buy their teams? The teams that are coming in right now for a quarter billion dollars, they are buying their teams. I don't know what most is to you. I don't know the specifics or the statistics. I don't know, because you just said that here. Unless you can provide proof of what you're saying, that these teams were not purchased at some point. I am sure even for the first franchises of all time, there was a franchise fee, even in the first year to have a fucking league. I'm sure there was a franchise fee. I'm sure it wasn't free. I'm sure insurance covers losses. Okay, I don't even know what are you talking? Insurance covers losses. Okay. Anyhow, folks, that's about it for me for tonight, man. I hope y'all have a great night. But yeah, she has to, time to her to, do something about it. Set the ultimatum. Tell them, listen, it's her or me. Is it going to happen? Probably not. We'll see what happens on Thursday. Let's see what happens next 4 days, because a lot of stuff can happen in WNBA. We could have Caitlin Clark injured again. We don't know. Aaliyah Boston might turn up, sprain her leg again or something like that. Someone else might have a headache. You never know what happens in this league. But hey, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. I appreciate y'all jumping on board. Hit that like button. Subscribe to both the channels, man. This is Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.